be joined by Christine Johnson, the Career and Education Coordinator at Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac. Christine is their new Education and Career Coordinator, and thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the Career and Education program that's over there at Grace Centers of Hope and how it helps the people that are utilizing the services of this organization.
Yeah. So the Career and Education Center helps our clients at Grace Centers of Hope prepare for success. So everything we do is designed to help our clients for their success in the future. So what we offer here is we have a transition class program in the building that we provide for the residents once they've completed the 1-year life skills program. That includes classes on time management, codependency, work readiness, some personality profile classes, and all of these things are to help prepare them to get back into the workforce. And so then after those transition classes, they're able to move into our computer lab and spend time job searching. So I help them with their resumes, resume building, explaining lapses of time on their resume, using job boards, doing mock interviews with them. So that's part of what we do at the Career and Education Center. The other part is we offer GED prep courses, and we are a certified GED testing facility. So that's a service that we offer to the public so that we can kind of give back to Pontiac. So if there are residents in the 1-year programs that have not obtained their GED, they're sent over here to work on obtaining their GED. So that's part of what we do here.
We're joined by Christine Johnson. She's the new Career and Education Coordinator at Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac. And Christine, you have a really interesting story of how you ended up at Grace Centers of Hope in this role. Tell us that story and how you were ultimately led into this job, helping people in a way that you previously were helped as well.
Yeah. So actually, for 13 years of my life, I was addicted to heroin and meth. So I spent the vast majority of my adulthood really on a pretty severe downward spiral. I ended up in jail multiple times, went to 13, 15 rehabs, did tons of outpatient counseling, therapy, programs, everything you can imagine. I did it. And so I found myself in jail looking at prison time for a felony manufacturing of meth charge. And I really was just at the bottom of myself. And I had heard about Grace Centers of Hope through my aunt who worked with them. And so I applied and I was able to get in and I did the 1-year life skills program. I ended up working at Grace. I was an RA to begin with. I eventually made my way up to, I was the intake coordinator for the women's program. So I was actually helping other women get into the women's program, the women's 1-year life skills program. And then I was offered the position here at the Career and Education Center, where I now help those who have completed the 1-year program. So it's really a great full circle thing for me.
So having been through the program, having seen how it helped you and experienced it yourself, how does that help to inform the services that you're providing in your work with Grace Centers of Hope for other women who have been through similar situations to yours and men and other people as well that are coming in through the system?
Absolutely. So I think that what it does for me is I have a very good understanding of the fears that face a lot of these clients. They are worried, just like I was, that they will not be able to be successful and pick up these pieces of their life due to legal issues, financially, a lack of education. All of these things I'm very intimately aware with because I suffered from them myself. I think the great thing about the way that Grace is structured is it's very long term, very all encompassing. So there are a lot of resources here to help you every step of the way. My step is like the last step. My program kind of comes in at the end of the 1-year program. There's a subsequent 2-year program after the 1 year called the Aftercare program, where we own over 50 houses in the surrounding area. And if you choose, you are able to rent a room in one of those homes and continue to stay and live and be a part of the community and take part in all of the services that we offer here. So I actually still live in one of the homes with my husband. So it's a really all-encompassing program, and it's very helpful in my job, knowing those fears and those anxieties so that I can address them. And the clients know that I know. They know that I know, and I'm addressing things that maybe they haven't even spoken about. But I know that they're worried because I worried about it too. So.
We're joined by Christine Johnson. She's the Career and Education Coordinator at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the MegaCast. And Christine, for you, having been through the program, having been through the 1-year program, and now helping other people through this, what do you take from it? What kind of feelings does that bring to you, and how does that aid in your recovery? Because recovery is constant, and for some, seeing other people going through similar situations could be triggering. How does that help in your recovery to be able to also help other people along to get to the point that you're at?
Sure. So it helps me knowing that I'm helping others in the way that I was helped. So that in itself is a gift of service that I'm able to provide, and it gets me out of my own anxiety or my own fears because I'm helping someone else. You tend to think about yourself less when you're helping someone. So that has been a really big component of it. I think the other thing that has been really helpful is I really was brought to such a strong foundation here at Grace. The community and the faith was so strong and was able to instill a really solid foundation for me. So when I encounter those clients that are really struggling, I am very secure in my own recovery, to know that I can see someone else going through something I had been through that might be really like triggering or upsetting, and know that I don't have to go there anymore, that's not me. And while I'll never become complacent, I do know that I have really been blessed. And that my job here is to help others achieve the same like spirit, the same level that I'm at, because it's possible. I mean, I was really, I was beyond any help, and I had tried all help. So I know that if I'm here, they can be here too. So.
We're joined by Christine Johnson. She is the Career and Education Coordinator at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the MegaCast. And so you mentioned that you're at the end of the process, or near the end of the process, at the tail end of the 1-year program. And one of the things that is offered through Grace Centers of Hope are transition classes to help these men and these women that have gone through their programs acclimate back into the world with education opportunities, with job opportunities, with training. What are some of those transition services, and what kind of results do those ultimately give for a lot of these people that are going back into what I would imagine to be a great unknown after they go through this whole process?
Yeah, absolutely. So the classes that we offer in transition, so there is an entire class dedicated to work readiness. So that involves how to build a resume, how to explain gaps in your resume, how to go on interviews, what to do in an interview, what not to do in an interview, how to explain if you've been fired, how to explain if you quit. So there's the work readiness courses. There's also a lot of courses on practical things, home economics, time management. We do a personality profile class that helps our clients understand who they are and how they interact with other people in the workplace and also where they live. So in the community. And then there's classes on codependency, which they've been learning about in the 1 year. But by the end of the 1 year, they're starting to think about relationships. And so we like to touch on that topic again. And so these 4 weeks are really about kind of capping off the year that they've spent in the men's and women's programs, and bringing up a few things that they haven't learned necessarily. So there's financial planning classes that talk to them about how to make a budget, maybe how to fill out W-2 forms, how to do your taxes, things that some of us, well, I don't know if any of us learned in school. I don't remember learning that in school. So they're really practical classes, and they kind of cap off that year. So they've been extremely successful. We have a 100% job placement rate. And since 2016, we've helped 244 residents obtain full-time employment.
We're joined by Christine Johnson. She is the Career and Education Coordinator at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the MegaCast. Christine, just another couple minutes with us before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for our audience to know about the Career and Education program at Grace Centers of Hope, about that 1-year program, or how people can obtain these services?
Yeah, so Grace Centers of Hope, like I said, is a very all-encompassing program. So they're in it for the long haul with you. So if people are interested in what this program has to offer, either as a client or as a volunteer, so we run a lot on donations and volunteers, which has been a blessing because we are a nonprofit. So that's something that we always are really grateful for. So if people are interested in becoming a volunteer, they can always contact us and find out ways. We use a lot of volunteers here at the Career and Ed department. We have tutors that help our students. We have people that come and help with mock interviews with the clients, and in the various other departments in the kitchens at both of the programs. So we always have available opportunities for volunteers. And again, we are so blessed that we do. And also, if there's people out there who are struggling with anything, it doesn't just have to be addiction. It can be a chronic homelessness. It can be mental health. It can be a lot of things, domestic violence, anything that has really got you to a place in your life where you're struggling. Absolutely calling Grace Centers of Hope was the best decision I've ever made. And I know for my time in the women's department, the helping of so many women to get into the program, I know it was the best decision that they had ever made as well. So it's absolutely a great resource. It's totally free of charge. Everything here is free to the clients. All of the services that we offer, the GED program, the transition classes, the entire 1-year program, it is entirely free to our clients. So I would encourage anyone that's struggling to reach out, because this is a really, really, really great resource and a wonderful place that has changed my life so much.
Christine, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much.